So I know you guys are probably wondering where the heck I've been. Hot Mom Glow Up just went silent and just things kind of fell off. You're wondering like, what the heck, Becca? Like I thought she was on this Hot Mom Glow Up and like we're right there with you, and then you just stop posting content and you kind of just get weird. And let me just tell you guys that these past couple months have just been a literal shit show. It has just been a very difficult past couple months, and I just wanted to update you guys on what's been going on, what's going on with Hot Mom Glow Up, and then what to expect with my content moving forward. It's not on purpose that Hot Mom Glow Up stopped, okay? It wasn't on purpose. A lot of things out of my control just happened that I really, like content and my health journey really just, I wasn't able to focus on that. So first things first is that me, Michael, and Violet have literally been sick. It feels like every other week. We've got COVID, we had hand, foot, mouth, multiple ear infections, we've had stomach bug, we've gotten sick over Thanksgiving. It was just every other week it was something, and I was over it. I was starting to get depressed. I was starting to get isolated. I felt alone because I was constantly having to take her out of daycare, the daycare at the gym, and it was just literally every single week was something new. And that was a very low moment for me because I felt like I was constantly needing to push my goals aside to step up as mom, which is fine, and I'm happy to do that, but it was just, I'm already behind, I'm already trying to catch up on content, I already have these goals that I want to accomplish, and then the sickness was just hitting us every single week. I'm not even kidding you guys. Like y'all are all saying you literally cannot catch a break. And I feel like this season has been hard for a lot of families. I feel like everyone's getting sick. The stomach bug was going around. I know the flu is going around. Thankfully, we did not get the flu. COVID is still everywhere, and it just was such a hard season for us. And then another thing that did come up for us, and trigger warning, I am going to be talking about pregnancy loss here. So if that's something that you do not want to hear about, then just skip the rest of this video. But all in the middle of this, we did experience a miscarriage this week, and that was hard. So a little backtracking here. So Violet turned 1 November 7th, and we were kind of in the middle of the sickness, right? We had a stomach bug. Both me and Violet had stomach aches, diarrhea, all of that good stuff. That's just not fun. And that was the day that I actually found out I was pregnant again, which was a surprise. We weren't really actively trying, but we were kind of talking about maybe starting again. We don't know. A lot of emotions happened because one, we were sick. She just turned 1. She turned 1 the next day, and we just found out like, oh my God, I'm pregnant, like in the middle of this Hot Mom Glow Up thing. And I just didn't know how to feel because, you know, I was finally getting to a place where my hormones were starting to level out. Violet's still breastfeeding, but my appetite was starting to level out. I was finally starting to see the weight loss that I've been working towards, and things were finally kind of starting to come into place. And then boom, sickness, and then boom, pregnant. And there was a lot of emotions because one, it was an unplanned pregnancy, not saying that we did not want this baby. We ended up being very excited for this pregnancy, but it was a lot of emotions for me at first because I was like, oh my gosh, like I wasn't ready for this. And I kind of had a series of being really upset about it because I was afraid of the weight gain again. And I was having those normal feelings of, oh my gosh, like I'm just now finally feeling like myself. I was feeling nervous about postpartum depression because I had it so terribly bad postpartum with Violet that I was scared. I was scared of going through a hard pregnancy again. I was scared of having postpartum depression again. I was scared of gaining more weight breastfeeding again. I was already in a place where I wasn't comfortable in my body. And so those were the emotions that I was feeling at first. Like after the initial scared and anxious happened, we were like, wow, like we can complete our family and this is gonna be great. And we're gonna have 202 and Violet's gonna have a close sibling, and we were starting to really envision what this would look like. I knew something was off because I never really felt pregnant, and just something felt different about this pregnancy. Didn't get sick. I wasn't really like feeling the fatigue as much as I remembered it to be, and I just really questioned the pregnancy from the beginning. And what was weird about this one was I was taking tests, and you know how like the line is supposed to get darker and darker? Well, it never really got darker. And then in between testing, before I called my doctor, I actually got a negative test. So I didn't know if I had an early loss or what. And so I ended up having to go in, get some blood work done, and it turned out I had low progesterone. I needed to get on progesterone, but my labs were progressing. The pregnancy hormone was progressing the way it needed to go. So because my progesterone was low, my doctor wanted to see me in for ultrasound a little bit earlier. So at about when I should have been like 8 to 9 weeks pregnant, I went in for an ultrasound, and they ended up showing that the baby was measuring at like 5 weeks, which doesn't make sense. But everything was growing, the labs were doubling, progesterone was improving. So they're like, maybe the dating's wrong, or maybe you ovulated later, but we'll follow up and we'll see what happens at our next appointment so we can get a better idea. But in the back of my mind, if I truly was 5 weeks pregnant based on ultrasound, then I would have gotten my first pregnancy test at 1 week pregnant, and that is not possible. So in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, this doesn't add up. This doesn't make sense. I don't feel pregnant. I'm not nauseous when I was with Violet, which I get. Every pregnancy is different, but my gut felt off about this and the dating and everything. So I just went with it, and that was the week. What date was that? Found out I was pregnant on November 6th. Violet turned 1 November 7th. I went in to get blood work done 14th, which showed my levels. My progesterone and HCG was low. On the 16th, they saw that my HCG levels were doubling, which means that they're seeing things going in the right direction. I had my ultrasound appointment on the 5th of December, where we saw the sac on the ultrasound, and my progesterone had improved, but the dating was off. That weekend, I had my family Christmas. We were at my parents' house for the weekend, and that's when I started bleeding, and it kind of freaked me out, but I kept thinking to myself, well, I had the same thing with Violet. I did have some bleeding similarly with Violet. Maybe it's just a fluke, like it's not a big deal. I'm just gonna wait it out. Then it slowed down. I had no bleeding on Sunday, but then I did call Monday morning because the bleeding started to pick up, and they booked me in for labs and ultrasound for that week. On the 12th, I went in and got labs taken. I got an updated progesterone and an updated HCG, which is the pregnancy hormone, and everything. My progesterone skyrocketed, and then my HCG looked like it wasn't right. Then we had ultrasound on Tuesday. The 13th, they did see was a sac, a baby, and a fetal pulse, but they were not able to get a heartbeat, and they thought maybe they could have missed it. So we want to trend an HCG again just to see what's happening. During this time, I'm still having some bleeding. Well, my labs came back on Thursday, which was yesterday, and my HCG did not rise at all, and I had to drop to 1 progesterone pill instead of 2, and I just started bleeding very heavily. Doctor called and told me to get off all the progesterone, and because of the heaviness of my bleeding and everything that was going on, and with my labs, they were able to confirm that it was a pregnancy loss. You guys know that we are gonna be okay. Me and Michael are sad, but we're moving through this. We have a lot of support from friends and family, and we know in our hearts that there's nothing we could have done to change the outcome of this situation. Life has just been hard these past couple months, but it's just hard, and it doesn't mean that our life is bad. It doesn't mean that life is going to continue being bad. It just means that we're in a tough season. This is just not the right timing, and we're going to just move forward with our life and discuss maybe when we want to complete our family, but I think we're just going to take some time on that. Moving forward, starting back up, Hot Mom Glow Up, we're just gonna start from scratch, okay guys? So be ready for that in January for more videos, more content. I'm hoping to do weekly videos again, posting on my TikTok, my Instagram, coming back to the content that you guys know and love, and just bringing you guys through a healthy lifestyle, weight loss journey, all of that and more. So that is not ending. It's just, I need to take a little time. Michael and I are going on vacation this week, so by the time this video is uploaded, we're probably going to be on vacation, and I think it'll just be a good time to get away, unplug for a little bit, and then when we're back, we're going to jump right back into our health goals, our health journey, and more, and I promise I will take you through everything. If If you watched this far, thank you so much. And thank you to all of you who've supported me throughout my postpartum journey, my content, my family, everything. I love you guys. And I don't want to hide anything from y'all, and hiding this pregnancy was really tough, but I share because you are my people. So thank y'all so much, and let's crush it in 2023. Love y'all.